And we want to thank our sponsors as well, baby. We right here, Small Sliders Live. Thank you, Small Sliders, for providing us with this spot to do our thing. We want to thank Montero Motors, Crown Car Wash. We want to thank Godwyn Realty. Well, welcome, beautiful people. It's another excellent episode of Inside the Trenches live here at Small Sliders, 1635 Barataria Boulevard in Marrero. And that's right, we got ourselves a jam-packed show. I'm so excited today. The weather's cooperating. We're going to start there, but we do expect it to get a little cold. But, man, look, big shouts out to our guest coming on. We have my man JB, the sports guy. From the Hash It Out show. He's going to come on later on and talk a little high school football. We got some playoffs going. I'm here with my main man, Grant, from the Crescent City Sports. He's going to talk with me and CL today. We're going to run it a little bit. And, of course, the coolest GM in the city, my man, CL Nola. Fellas, man, I guess this is only appropriate this first hour to go ahead and dive into. Oh, did I forget? We got some swimmers in the building? From AOL and Shaw, shouts out to them in the building. They're going to join us. We got all these chairs over here, so we're going to interview a couple of those young men and women right here on Saturday. So remember, y'all can make your way over here to 1635 Barataria Boulevard. That's Small Sliders. Open 7 days a week. Come here, the best burger in town. Right. You can get one of my favorites, the Biggie. I like to go and get that Biggie, baby.
Don't forget the bacon.
And the bacon. You got to put the bacon on that thing. Look, G was in there, but because last time G was here, we were in the studio. Boy, G was going to take them little snack breaks. He was getting popping.
So it's sitting on the counter, huh?
Yep. So, fellas, we're going to start here with the Saints. And I couldn't ask for a better panel of folks here to talk about this team. The last 2 weeks we've been excited because the Saints not only were able to be productive, but we saw a little bit of flash of hope. Like, man, this team could potentially do something. Hey, we're finally running our offense the way we need to run it effectively. But the Saints did lose to the Rams, 21-14. It was a hard-fought matchup, guys. I thought it was some key moments, maybe a penalty that should have been called here, maybe a bad call or a throw that they want back there. CL find that funny. Injuries and so on and so forth. CL, we'll come to you first. First and foremost, were you at the game on yesterday?
Yeah, I was at the game.
All right, I kind of figured that. So I guess give us your observation. What went well, what went wrong?
Well, shouts out to my teammates for holding me down. I was a little under the weather yesterday, but same old deal with these doggone Rams, right? It's hard for us to get off the schneid with them, even though we won out the last one win out the last 4 games we played them. Last week's show, I was letting everybody know we have to make a decision on who we're going to stop. We either going to stop Williams, 23, or we're going to stop 17, Puka. Unfortunately, we didn't do that. We also gave up a lot of hitting yards in the kickoff return. We actually gave up an average of 33.3 yards return. And it's just, it doesn't bode well for a tight game, let alone a one-score game.
No doubt. Grant, when you and y'all make sure y'all follow Grant on Instagram and on Twitter, and follow CL at CL_Nola and at Grant_Sacharin on X and on Instagram. Both of these guys, great content. CL, you want to live the lavish lifestyle. See how check out his page, and my man G keeps us updated across the board. G, we're gonna talk LSU in the second hour, but we was on such a huge high off of the LSU game.
Right.
They had a big win against Oklahoma, but when you go back and you think about this Saints game against the Rams, it could have been 3 wins in a row. What are some key points in that game that stood out to you?
I think the lack of offensive production. I do like the fact that we were able to run the ball with Alvin Kamara, 112 yards, almost 5 yards a carry. I mean, he was awesome. And then, but I think a big reason for the Saints losing was Taysom Hill going down. I mean, Taysom Hill has been a huge part of their success in the last few games in their 2-game winning streak. But, it's just, when you lose a guy like that who's productive in short yard situations and in goal line situations, it took a huge hit, and you can tell they lost 21-14, really. And the Saints, looked like they could have won that game, but when you lose a guy like Taysom Hill, and then also the passing game hasn't been productive under Derek Carr. I mean, Derek Carr averaged 5 yards per pass. That's not very good, and you need to extend the field, especially when you have a special running back like Kamara. So I think that was a huge reason why they lost against a Rams team. A Rams team that has been struggling. So it was a very winnable game for the Saints. But if you're a Saints fan, at least the Saints are losing, so you get a higher draft pick. I mean, that's the upside about the Saints not playing so well right now. But of course, at least they're fighting, right? I think that's the most important thing, that they're still fighting. They're trying to get wins, but it's just it sucks to lose.
If you're just tuning in, we're on New Orleans Talk Network Live. Thank y'all so much for zooming in on us. And for our folks who are a little bit hungry, might want to come get something to eat, come on down here to Small Sliders. But if you're just tuning in to Inside the Trenches, we're recapping the Saints game. They play New York. They play the Commanders. They play Oakland. I mean, you look at the bulk of the way this season has gone for them after firing Dennis Allen. You're like, man, this team's gone. They went into the bye on such a high. But you're right, G. That injury to Taysom Hill is brutal because, he gave so much versatility on the offense. I mean, he was so, the team knew what was coming when he's at the quarterback position. They know he about to run it. And unfortunately, that's the play that one of those plays got him hurt. But it's just like CL say, the ugly ball that he brings to the table that's so significant. So CL, he will definitely be truly missed this season.
Well, during the mini camps, I got a chance to spend a little time with Taysom and interview him, and we talked about how the various positions that he would be playing this year, and for the most part, he did that and beyond. To the average fan, I know a lot of guys are not, because of course I'm in the dome and I hear, and it's not whispers, it's yells. I hear guys getting on Carr. I do believe I paid attention to the Rams. They ran two safeties in the back the whole time. The one time that they went single high safety and dropped down, Scanlon got the touchdown in the corner. So we did take advantage of when it was there. But a lot of check downs because they wanted to play in front of us. So Taysom is a huge hit for us. It's unfortunate. He is such a Swiss Army knife for us, but it is the next man up. I do believe Kendrick Miller is coming off of IR. We need somebody else that the defense could possibly key on besides Alvin, because like my man said, as soon as Taysom went down, our offense became a super vanilla, and they knew who to take care of.
Yeah, you made an excellent point about that. That was actually a top, 4 or 5 play, that back shoulder pass to
for sure.
That was a good ball. So was that Scanlon or was that Petty? Pettis?
Well, the first one was Scanlon.
That was beautiful.
Yeah.
So it was 2 really good passes.
Right.
That Derek Carr threw. So Derek Carr shows you flashes of greatness, but I was looking on one of my homeboys' Facebook page earlier. He just put out there, in today's game, you have to be a mobile quarterback.
Yeah.
And I don't want to. You just have to, because it's the defensive ends. If you go back, and this is for our folks checking us out on YouTube, if you go back and type in your YouTube top 40-yard dashes for the defensive ends and defensive linemen in the class of 2024 draft, it was crazy. Like it was ridiculous, because these guys were running 4.3s and 4.4s. So if you're going to be that, you have to spend a significant amount of money on the offensive line. But if not, you just have to adapt to the game. What you say, CL?
Well, And if you go back and you look at the game, the last play of the game, we actually had Foster Monroe blocking one-on-one against Jared Burks.
That part, yes. Good point.
I mean, I know y'all was disappointed with Derek holding on to the ball, but the protection was there. It's just that you can't have their top D lineman on a second, not the only one you would call Monroe second string, but on a tight end, period. And that just won't work in any offense, but, such is life.
No, that makes a lot of sense. And I want to do this with y'all guys. I want to take a look at the remaining schedule. Yeah. I'm not saying it's important because there's still a lot of playoff aspirations there. There is some division championship aspirations still hanging around, so it may go down to the wire with them. But you look at these next couple of games, you have the Giants, you have the Red Hot Commanders, who's been Jaden Daniels had his weeks, but better than they look like they're going to be the clear champion. You have Green Bay coming up on the schedule, the Raiders, which they're not pretty good. So, I mean, a lot of these teams are mediocre. I guess my question for you, Grant, when you look at the remaining schedule, yeah, we do have the Bucs in our first New Year's game, but, I mean, they can win these next few.
Oh, yeah.
What's the biggest challenge, I guess, out of the rest of the games remaining?
Staying healthy. Like I said, a big part of the reason the drop-off, I mean, I know that sounds like a cliche answer, but it's true. Like, there's been a drop on the passing game because of the lack of receivers. Everyone keeps getting hurt.
Right.
Maybe Derek Carr doesn't throw an injury ball or two, but hopefully in the next few games.
Oh, man.
I mean, hopefully not. But you got the Giants. I mean, it's going to be cold up there. It's going to be snowing probably. I mean, it's wintertime. It's cold down here, so it has to be the tundra up there. Then you have the Commanders. That's going to be a tough game. Jane Daniels has been awesome throughout the year. And they're not really trying to give him too much because he's a rookie right now, but it seems like he's getting healthier. And he played a lot better in the last game because it seems like he's healthier. So he's going to be a handle. And they also got a lot of great players. Terry McLaurin, Brian Robertson Jr. I mean, that team is really, really good, and they're coached well as well. The Packers, I don't see them winning that game, but the Raiders and Buccaneers, those are two winnable games too. I mean, I know the Buccaneers are 6-6, so they're but I mean it's a winnable game. But it's just these are all winnable games. However, I know the Saints fans want to finish the season strong, but also at the same time, it's like you need players like right away. The next 3 years are gonna be rough. You're gonna be a bottom feeder team, so you want to at least have a slow rebuild so you can get back to where you want to be, kind of like the Lions did.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Well, it's funny that you mentioned that because the Lions have hit on every draft pick since Coach Campbell has gotten there. Obviously, former assistant head coach of the New Orleans Saints. But it's funny that you say that. Last week I saw Olave at practice. Obviously he didn't play. He didn't dress this week. But we're getting some guys back. It's going to be the next man up because we can't replace Taysom. That's the issue. We can't replace Taysom. And like I say, I'm in the dome, and I hear the whispers. Well, it's never whispers. I hear the yelling,
the screams,
the screams. And do we want to win the rest of the games? Do we want to win the rest? I mean, obviously, to a man, you want to win. But as far we're still slated at the number 9th pick overall. Do we want to get closer to the top tier of the draft? Now, let me remind you, the leader of the division is the Atlanta Falcons. They actually lost.
That was an ugly game.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
They actually lost yesterday against the Chargers, so they only have 6 wins. Obviously, we only have 4 wins, but we're not out of the playoff contention. So, do what you want to do with that.
So we have a comment here on our live from Global Kid Media, a young man I actually met down in Miami. He was like 19 years old interviewing cats down there. He said the Lions have to overcome injuries as well. Philly's rising higher, but it's a long road. The Vikings, no love, but most consistent last game winning besides the Chiefs. I mean, he makes a good point. I guess when you look at the NFL, what teams, when we're sitting around in January getting ready for the Super Bowl to come down here, which teams are going to rise to the top?
Right.
You kind of look at that. So we've looked at, and if y'all are just tuning in, we're talking New Orleans Saints. We'll be joined by the Archbishop Shaw and the AOL swim team later on in the show. I can't wait. Look, this is my first time on this show talking swimming, y'all. I'm excited about that.
Nice.
I have so many questions about their training, obviously. So we'll get to that here shortly. But you start to think about what are the needs for this team when you talk about future rebuilding. I wrote down a couple of positions, and I'm glad I have two football mind guys here. Love to answer this. Am I on the right page? So when you start looking at draft needs, defensive end, safety, wide receiver, quarterback in that order, if I'm picking four.
I think wide receiver is first. And the only reason why I say wide receiver is first, because in every other team in the National Football League, and much due respect to Chris, obviously I've spent some time with him in training camp before, and we've hung out and we've had conversations. In every other team in the NFL, Olave is a number 2, and Sheed is a number 3. We need a predominant number 1, like a T. Higgins that will be the number 1 wide receiver free agent next year. Maybe we let some contracts go and we can get the money to actually, get a T. Higgins. But I do believe wide receiver is the most predominant thing we need.
Grant, what's your thoughts on that?
Well, I mean, I would say receiver, but you also got to start thinking about cornerback too. Marshawn Lattimore being traded away, that leaves the door open to get a cornerback, whether that be through free agency or whether that be through the draft. I just looked at a mock draft right now, and they had the Saints going as the 9th pick and selecting Will Johnson, the cornerback from Michigan, who's considered to be one of the top cornerbacks in the country, if not the best cornerback in college football. So I think that's another position you need to look at as well. But I think you definitely need to use on the outside, receiver and cornerback. But really, if you're starting to look at the trend now, a lot of teams are using the first pick for a receiver.
Yeah.
Because that's how you start your offense. And once you get your number 1 receiver, then you can start drafting maybe a quarterback.
Right.
But most importantly, you need offensive line too, because right now your offensive line is injury prone and they're not really a great unit too.
Right.
I think that's also another position you have to look at as well.
Now, guys, I had safety on there third because I do feel like they have a lot of faith in Kool-Aid McKinstry as being their backside corner.
For sure.
You look at Parsons Adebo, he's going to hit the market.
He's definitely
I think he's going to get his dollars holler.
Yeah.
So,
and a lot of people, they don't understand the workings of an NFL draft or an NFL contract. I'm telling you now, Parsons Adebo, his agent, will not pick up the phone for the New Orleans Saints if they call him with a prove-it deal coming off that injury, because pretty much 3/4 of the league will offer him maybe a two-year deal, 3-year deal possibly. And I think to address his cornerback situation, I think from the beginning, Taylor always wanted to be on the outside. He's proven that he can be on the outside. Kool-Aid proves that he can do it on the outside. I think Zero is the reason why I'm so confident. Zero in the slot handles his business.
You're talking about
Amari.
Yesterday I lost a lot of confidence in him yesterday. I thought throughout, if we look at his body of work on the season,
right,
it's exceptional, but that's why I went that way. That's why I was like, man, we might need to at least bring depth or competition to that position. That's why I had safety third. I would have thought corner. We trade off Marshawn,
right,
but especially how it happened, I think
how
they felt
tall are you,
confident.
Fade?
I'm 6'1".
Right. Puka Nacua is 6'2", 220. So you realize we were going to have a problem with the Rams no matter if we had Dion out there.
Well, that's
Wide
where
receiver
skill
wise.
comes into play, because I played with tons of short cornerbacks, tons of short safeties that made plays on the ball, breaking speed, putting your hops out there. Like, I think all of that plays a significant role too. And it does make us, in CL, I think you appreciate what I'm going to say next. It does make us look at the potential free agents for next year.
Right.
Because that comes first before the draft, right? You do have – these are the list of the unrestricted guys, Grant. I'm starting here at all the positions. This is just guys that's available. And it may be slightly off.
I know who number 1 is.
You talking about Stephon Diggs?
Well, not in my eyes. It's T. Higgins. They probably got T at 2.
He's at 2.
Yeah, but Steph coming off an injury.
Steph coming off an injury. T. Higgins is younger.
Very much so younger.
So you look at those guys and like, man, these are your top dogs. But do you look at maybe a younger, older guy at the edge? I know you like Hassan Reddick. He's on a 1-year deal. Matt Judon's on a 1-year deal. Do you like what Chase Young has done thus far, Grant? Is he all right? He's added pressure on some plays. He's pressure shorty, but do you think the Saints maybe in the open market look at the different direction? Because his deal's a 2-year deal, right?
No, it's a one-year deal, prove-it deal. It was an $8 million guarantee, but $13 million went in centers.
Right. That's Cedric Wilson has a 2-year.
Correct.
Okay. I know it was somebody in the free agent had. So are you, CL, you're the GM. Are you looking at potentially bringing in a more shiftier edge rusher? Like
I'm gonna definitely have to, because Casanova will be back before the end of this season. Granderson does his thing. I don't think, and we had this conversation last year, I need edge rushers at a market value. I can't pay a Danielle Hunter $20 million a year to rush from the edge, knowing that we have expiring contracts that I won't get into just now. So I would like to definitely bring in a free agent edge rusher, but at a bargain deal.
I think the issue with that, I think yes, you need a market value defensive end, but can you get one? The problem is you're so deep in cap hell that can you get anybody that's market value? I mean, right now the Saints are currently like in the 70s in terms of dead cap space. I mean,
about 70 million.
Yeah, 70 million. I mean, the second to last is the Bengals, but they're like 30 and 40 million.
Well, I'm gonna say goodbye to some beloved Saints figures on defense this off season.
And because of you're in such cap hell, you had to get rid of one of your better defensive ends, Trey Hendrickson, who's now a top 5 defensive end in all of the NFL. So
we'll never get over that.
I mean, they have to figure this cap space out pretty quickly. If you want to get somebody of some sense, you got to figure something out, because the next 2-3 years, I think, because you're in such deep cap space, that you're going to be the next 2-3 years are going to be rough, like really rough. So right now you need to get in leadership that can bring in a certain type of mentality and culture before you start bringing those guys, because you need to establish a culture. The Saints haven't had one since Sean Payton left.
I don't know if this is a Coke or a root beer, so I guess we're just going to have to be happy with whatever beverage we get.
Yeah, I'm cool, bro.
It's Inside the Trenches. If y'all just tuning in, we're talking to New Orleans Saints. We have a couple more minutes here. We're going to get a little bit more in-depth with the Saints. We've talked about potential free agent landings. We're talking about different areas we may want to look at in regards to the NFL draft. It's so many things that we can look at with this team. A guy I worked with this past summer, CL, at my boy BT Jordan's pass rush retreat was Solomon Thomas.
Okay.
He's somebody who's been around this league. He's won some games.
49ers.
He's with the Jets right now. He was with the 40. That's right. He was with the 49ers. The Jets.
Stanford.
He's somebody, $3 million. You know, of course, you don't want to look towards like a Calais Campbell because of the age thing. But you do have some, to your point. And the reason I'm saying edge rush, we need to get more sacks on the quarterback.
Right.
This team has improved on the interior line. I think bringing in Brian Bruzy was excellent. He has really not even touched his ceiling yet, but he has proven that he is a worthy interior lineman in this league.
About to break Leroy's Glover defensive tackle sack record for the Saints.
And that's a huge accomplishment on what, year 2?
Second year.
Yeah, that's impressive to me, guys. So that was a big hit. I guess when you look back at the Coach Dennis Allen era, you say to yourself, well, man, this wasn't a bad move bringing this guy in. That's not a mistake. So I guess areas they don't really look. You don't really look at running back. You just had to deal with my man's. I don't think that quarterback. I'm sorry. I'm gonna leave that alone for right now. I don't think that cornerback. The C, not Q, Fave. Come on, man. Cornerback. That position is in decent. Those two guys are going to be superstars in this league. You might want to look at maybe bringing in a veteran to help those guys compete in fall ball. Maybe look at later picks. You got tons of mid-round picks. They're going to have tons of talent there.
And I would love to tell the people we have a first round pick, a second round pick, 2 3s, 2 4s, 2 5s, a 6 and a 7. So
that's good.
If we need, and I respect your safety situation, because I'm gonna have to move on from an older safety, moving forward. we can get a decent safety in a round 3 for sure.
Now that safety that does want to retire, Saint, he has a little leverage because he's still making plays. But I'm interested. We're saying all of this, guys. Who's going to be the head coach for the New Orleans Saints next year? Because we are playing GM and kind of looking at who's going to be the head coach. I like the guy that's in there right now. I like Darren Rizzi. His attitude. If y'all think back to when we played Atlanta and we beat Atlanta at home the last regular season game, and Jameis did that deal where he handed the ball off and let the man Jamal Williams at least get one. Here's a guy who had 17 touchdowns the year before, and he didn't have one. Jameis like, go on, get you one, dog. Coach was pretty teed about that, right? Well, when all that chumping was going down from Coach Smith last year, and Dennis says, like, I'm sorry, man, we didn't mean to do it. I'm sorry. Can I get you a napkin? Man, you see Darren Rizzi come from the side. He was barking back. He was walking him to his sideline like, man, don't come over. I like that in the head coach, guys. So, to me, he does. He's in the driver's seat right now, Grant. We still got some games to play here.
Yeah.
He still has a lot to prove, but so far, would you be okay with that? But you entertain the open market?
The thing is, you literally just did that with Dennis Allen. I mean, I know Dennis Allen wasn't the interim head coach, but like during his time with the Saints, but he was the defense coordinator. He was the mastermind behind the defense. As a matter of fact, like he was probably the head coach in waiting because the Saints knew Sean Payton was going to leave eventually, right after Drew left. You know, and it didn't take long because the year after Drew left, he was gone.
Right.
You know, they hired Dennis Allen. It didn't work out. I mean, I think Darren Rizzi does a great job of getting his team ready to play and, you know, trying to fight through the rest of the season, which has been an awful season for the Saints. The worst season the Saints have had probably since 2005. You know, just in terms of how they started off, and, you know, they lost against the Panthers of all teams. Yeah. But, you know, the thing is about hiring an interim coach, are they playing now because Dennis Allen's not there, or are they playing better because of Rizzi? You know what I'm saying? That's the thing the Saints have to consider when they, you know, if they're thinking about hiring Darren Rizzi as the head coach. But, you know, I think he should be an option, but you need to look at all your options. What is best for the organization long term? Because these next few years are going to be rough for the Saints, and I think people will need to understand that. Like, the cap space is not looking great. The team's old. You got to figure out how to get a team together, and it's just gonna be bad. But so you need a guy like Dan. People bring up Dan Campbell a lot, and a lot of teams are gonna look for their next Dan Campbell. How like a few years ago, everyone's trying to look for their next Sean McVay. But that's who the Saints need, because the next few years it's gonna be rough, and you're gonna need somebody to set a culture. So when you finally get that team together,
correct,
they can start winning.
That's right.
You know, and that's a great point that you made. That we promoted a Dennis Allen after Sean left. And then after we let Dennis go, we promoted Coach Rizzi. I have a lot of respect for Coach Rizzi. He's a very fiery guy, a rah-rah guy. He originally started as our special teams coordinator. Unfortunately, Dennis Allen, because it's the same team. Unfortunately, Dennis Allen lost the locker room. And that's why the defense stopped playing for him. Because Dennis Allen didn't forget how to coach defense. He just lost the locker room. And I thought I saw a trend yesterday, but like Fave say, we have a couple of more games. I'll put a different set of eyes on it. We can't start falling off at special teams, because Coach Rizzi is one of the better special teams coordinators. So if we're starting to fall back on special teams, maybe that might not be the guy. Now, we all know Ben Johnson is going to be the top tier coach out there, and he has to decide to come play for New Orleans. But I do think we need to take a very, very good look at the coaches that'll be available. Even a defense coordinator for the Lions.
Aaron Glenn.
Even Coach Glenn, we definitely need to do our due diligence, and that starts with me, that starts with Kyrie, that starts with Mickey.
Yeah. Hello, that part. It's Inside the Trenches, baby. We live and in living color here. I'm loving the atmosphere out here. I got my Academy of Our ladies over there, and my swim team. They getting the burgers on. They're making me hungry. I gotta wait another hour and some change before I eat. So they will be joining us in the second hour. My man JB, the sports guy, just rolled up on here. Y'all know we have the high school coverage on here as well. So we have so much that I'm excited and getting to. But this Saints team does have a lot, guys, to y'all's point, to correct and get situated. We're going to stick in Louisiana, baby. We're going to go on to Baton Rouge. Operator, want you to put me on through. Yeah, down to Baton Rouge. We're going to talk about the LSU Tigers. Way to finish the season, baby, but we got to do the same thing we did with the Saints with LSU, because you got portal guys, you got some guys entering the draft.
Right.
They, like the New Orleans Saints, they have to address their offensive line because they losing some guys to the draft. So we're going to talk about that. Y'all don't go anywhere, baby. We live here at Small Sliders, 1635 Barataria Boulevard in Marrero. Y'all come on through. Peace. Hello, somebody. It's the host of Inside the Trenches podcast, Marlon. Did you know Small Sliders had an app? You can go to your Google Play Store or your Apple Store right now, download the Small Sliders app in Marrero, and order your food right now. You want to get a number 2? Well, slide through 1635 Barataria Boulevard in Marrero. Small Sliders, simple on purpose.
Listen up. Your customers, our listeners, could be hearing about your business right now. Yeah, right now. Don't miss out on the opportunity to advertise with NewOrleansTalkNetwork.com. Call our business department today at 504-475-4793 to hear about our great rates. NewOrleansTalkNetwork.com. We provide the people, you provide the business.
Hi, it's Alberto Montero. We got a great selection of vehicles in and out of here on a daily basis. We offer financing, all Carfaxes are online, and all our vehicles are serviced and inspected before sale. Best selection and prices in all of the New Orleans metro area. Come visit us today at 1512 North Causeway in the heart of Metairie. Come check us out at MonteroMotors.com.
Montero Motors, a proud sponsor of Inside the Trenches, ESPN New Orleans.
In New Orleans, football is more than a game. It's a way of life. And just like our offensive line, we protect what matters most. With the big game in New Orleans at Elliott Security Solutions, we don't just protect, we lead. And now, we're hiring the best to join our team. Call 504-392-4424 or visit ElliottSecuritySolutions.com. Elliott Security is a proud partner Inside the Trenches on ESPN New Orleans.
Are you a student athlete looking to take your career to the next level? Look no further than Conquer Sports Pros. That's right, Conquer Sports Pros. Our team of experts will get you guys on the right path to your student athlete journey in life. That's right, we have every position in football you need, and we also help out with other sports. At Conquer Sports Pros, you have everything from a list of consultation, training, and also media training. Yeah, that's right. When you take your career to the next level, play college and hopefully pro, you'll get lots of interviews. Call Conquer Sports Pros today. You can reach them at 504-319-6672 or visit marlonfavorite.com for more information. Hello, somebody. Are you looking for your dream home? Well, if that's the case, you need to contact Joe Picolo at Godwyn Realty, right here in New Orleans. Joe can put you in your dream home right away. Joe Picolo and the folks over at Godwyn Realty put you in the house that you need. Even if you're looking to invest in some property, they'll do an excellent job with that as well. Contact Joe today at 504-251-8341. Again, that phone number is 504-251-8341. And also contact Joel at joel.godwynrealty.com. No need to dream anymore. Godwyn Realty will put
Okay.
Who they got? Madison Prep.
Yep.
Welcome back, beautiful people. We live here, Small Sliders, 1635 Barataria Boulevard in Marrero. It's Inside the Trenches. Man, we got ourselves a great show. We just finished talking Saints. We're going to stick in the state on this one. But before we do that, right, if you are in subcontracting, you get involved with, I don't know, maybe the trucking business, whatever the case may be, and you need yourself like a utility vehicle, you got to holler at my man Sheldon over there at Lamarque, Crescent City, over there off of Horror Street. I'm telling you, they got excellent deals. They're just pulling everything together. Proud sponsor of this show. We thank them for everything that they do for this show. I'm pulling up Sheldon them information right now, my sponsor information. But, you know, in the meantime, you know, I'll get that situation for y'all here. I'm hitting all kind of buttons. But, you know, I talked to them the other day, and one of the things that he was mentioning is like, man, I'm telling you, Fave, we really have some really great deals going on over here at Lamarque 4 Crescent City. That's 6121 Jefferson Highway, Harahan, Louisiana. Like I mentioned earlier, if you're a subcontractor, a contractor, you're just looking for a big truck, call Fleet Manager Sheldon Jordan at 504-734-3579 for your fleet needs, and let them know that you heard about them right here on Inside the Trenches, baby, with your boy Marlon Favor Wright. Hello, somebody. Hello to the LSU Tigers, finishing the season strong, baby. They finished with themselves a win. A lot of folks saw that Alabama game versus Oklahoma, and Oklahoma basically put a beating on Alabama.
Yeah.
And then Alabama put a beating on us, and it's like, oh, it's over for us. What are we gonna do? And me and my man Grant was up there throwing up West Side signs for Aaron Anderson when he scored a touchdown. LSU got a big-time win. I want to start there with this segment. And by the time y'all watch this, the decision of where LSU, some of y'all, I know some of y'all are tuning to us a little sooner, but by the time we find out what bowl game LSU is going to, this episode may have already, you know, aired or whatever. So it may be a little outdated for some of y'all. But Grant, I want to come to you first. You sat about maybe 3 seats over from me in the press box, and it was magical. It wasn't super cold. It felt good. And LSU came out clicking on all cylinders, man. What are some of the things in the matchup against Oklahoma stood out to you?
For one thing, you know, I think just the way that the team fought, you know, I think just the team was able to blow out Oklahoma. That Oklahoma team was not a very good team. I know they let Oklahoma hang around in there early on, but then once Nussbaum came back, well, it started with Aaron Anderson, that kickoff return. That was the first kickoff or punt return for a touchdown since October 24th, 2020. Wow. Since then, it's just been a bunch of fair catches, and everyone cheers when the dude fair catches the ball. I mean, that's how, you know, it's been LSU's return game in a nutshell before the season. But we have Xavier Thomas and, of course, Aaron Anderson back there. You know, you feel a lot more confident in the return game. He's like, all right, go make something happen. Get us, you know, if you can't get the touchdown, get us a good field position. So I think that was a huge part. That started. And then also, remember, that happened like not too long after Garrett Nussbaum got hurt. So it bought LSU even more time. Okay, is there any way you can get back on the field? Because you saw Asia Swan, and he didn't look great. So you needed some sort of spark. And when Garrett Nussbaum came back on the field, the whole crowd was cheering. And then, you know, 2 plays later, he throws that deep bomb to Crescent. And then from there, LSU just took control of the game. And yeah, I think, you know, Nussbaum also stood out the most. I think that's the most talked about thing. It's like he probably broke his collarbone. Mm-hmm. And I don't think anything has really come out, but it looked like he broke his collarbone. He came back in the game, threw for 277 yards, threw 2 deep touchdown passes. And then also there was some couple plays where he was running and he dove on that same shoulder. He broke his. So I was like, oh, damn, he's more reckless now when he's injured than he was when he was not injured. I think, you know, that was a huge win for LSU to end the year. Get the seniors a huge victory over Oklahoma. And, now you go to a bowl game. I don't know what bowl game LSU's going to go to. Then everyone's throwing around that it could be the Liberty Bowl, it could be the Texas Bowl, it could be the Mississippi Bowl.
A number of them, yeah.
But the common opponent,
Bowl.
but the common opponent I've been hearing is TCU, and that should be a very interesting match because remember Jack Besh is the leading receiver for TCU, and he's balling out for the Home Frogs.
That's
and
right.
Everything too. And then also they would be pretty cool, if you do face TCU because Sonny Dykes is like my dad's a college football coach, and so him and Sonny Dykes go way back. So I've known Sonny for a really long time. So it would be really cool to see LSU go against TCU.
Yeah, I mean, one thing that he said that stood out to me was Nussmeier's toughness.
Yeah.
We gave a lot of criticism to Nussmeier this season. A couple of times, we're like, Nuss, man, why don't you just run the ball? Like, we had that thing going, and we also had him make some costly decisions, passing the ball, putting the ball in harm's way through 11 interceptions on the season. But the taste that he left in the fan base at Tiger Stadium on Saturday night made them even more excited for him to potentially come back. Remember, he was number 4 on Mel Kiper's board.
Right.
But you look at the numbers in comparison to Joe and Jaden's Heisman years, passing yards CL, he was right in the mix with them. And this is year one.
Right.
We remember year one, those guys didn't do exceptionally well, but, I can't see where he said that stood out.
And, and to double down on what these gentlemen are speaking of, first of all, it was senior day. So we all want to put our best foot forward to send those boys out on the right note. You're also only as good as your last game. And the way people's memory work is, the way regular people's memories work is they remember the beginning and they remember the end. So I think Nussmeier took it on himself to show his grit, to show his toughness. Because to a man, even when I spent time in Baton Rouge and I talked to, local LSU diehards, it was the offensive line that's the most disappointing this season. So take that with a grain of salt when you're talking about the quarterback and what he did this year. He definitely showed that he was tougher. I could have sworn a birdie told me that he was definitely coming back this next year. So, obviously there's talent that's going to be coming in. And to your point, Faye, the last 2 Heisman winners, they balled out in their second year at LSU. And I think it just makes all the sense in the world for this young man to come back and give some kind of stability to that offense moving forward.
You can only look forward to the future as well. If y'all are just tuning in, we're right here on Inside the Trenches. We're talking LSU. We also want to highlight a couple other teams. Tulane.
Oh, for sure.
They're playing their conference championship against Navy. They have been very impressive this football season. When you look across the state, they're that team to me that really stood out and held it down for us a lot. And Southern won the Bayou Classic. Yep. So those 2 teams competing and getting the win out of that was cool. But you have to look towards the future at LSU, and there was a freshman defensive tackle making some waves on the line, was a key player, really was highlighted this season as one of those freshmen. Him and Keys, we can go down a list of those guys who contributed. Amari Bro played with good technique throughout the year. But Dominic McKinley did make SEC Freshman of the Week team. 2 sacks, couple tackles for loss. I'm going to tell y'all right now, it is hard. The most decorated defensive tackle to ever step foot at LSU played with me all 4 years. I stayed extra year. And Glenn Dorsey. Glenn did not start or play that many. Well, he started 2 games, but he didn't play a lot of games as a freshman like a lot of these young guys were asked to do. None of us, me, Tyson, Glenn,
Booger,
Charles. Even when Booger first played back in the day, before we played, obviously he played in the late 90s when Larry was there. But those guys, they had to develop first. Right. These guys had to learn on the go. So, Grant, CL, we take a look back at this football season, you got to tilt your hat to Coach Peoples and Coach Bo because their hands were full having to develop these young guys.
Yeah, no, of course, the defensive line was awesome this year. You had to play a lot of guys who were underclassmen. Bro, McKinley, Rutherford played a little bit, and then also just the improvement of both Savion Jones and Braden Swinson. I mean, especially Braden Swinson, and really even Savion Jones. Savion Jones looked like a completely different end this season, and you just look at that front seven, and then also the defensive backs. There was a lot. PJ Woodland played a good bit. There's a lot of Kylan Jackson, Jordan Allen. There's a lot of underclassmen that played. And really, in the Saturday's game, there's 5 freshmen and 2 sophomores that played snaps in that game, and like crucial parts of the game. So Brian Kelly really likes the young guys coming up, and that's why he made that bold comment. Like, we're gonna keep the receipts. See y'all in the national championship next year. And because we will. I think everybody will. Of course, media members, fans from opposing teams. The whole 9 yards. So, I think he's really confident in the guys. The young guys that's coming back. Mason Taylor could make a possible return next year. Emory Jones might make a possible return next year. We don't know anything about Howard Perkins. We don't know what he might do next year. Right. So you still have a lot of guys coming back. And also I want to mention something about the defense. You mentioned Coach Peoples and Coach Davis. And they're not only great player developers, they're great recruiters as well. But if you look at the job Blake Baker's done, when he took over, they were 105th in total defense. They finished the regular season 52nd. Passing defense, 115th. 46th this season. Rushing defense, 85th. They improved to 64th this year. They're 24th in sacks. Last year they were 40th. So that wasn't much of an improvement, but it is an improvement in terms of the numbers. Definitely. Then red zone defense, 109th to 37th. I mean, you see, I think that just shows you how much the defensive staff has been the most valuable part of LSU's. I know they didn't have a great year, but if you look at the defense stats, I think that's what you're most hopeful for. But then also Corey Raymond, right? You need guys in the transfer portal to have the 2 best defensive line coaches in college football. A defensive coordinator like Blake Baker who likes to play aggressive defense. Then Corey Raymond, and you already know Corey's resume. LSU is going to have a huge year in the transfer portal list, but recruiting as well. But transfer portal, that's where they're going to need to spend their money.
Get to that next.
Well, and to a man, we've all. If you watch LSU football this year, you saw the progression of the defense get better and better and better. Yeah, they had a drop off with the 2 running quarterbacks from Alabama and Texas A&M, but for the most part. And thanks for the numbers, brother, because a lot of times me and Fave sit here and while the lights are glaring and we just telling you because we know and we done seen it. But thanks for the numbers. So we definitely have seen an improvement. So if we're looking forward, I think the defense will be ahead of the offense come next year just because of the continuity and so many young guys being able to play this year under Coach Raymond and Coach Nick.
You mentioned the transfer portal. I was definitely going there next. I know that LSU, and by the time I have to continue to say this, I appreciate everybody who's tuning in live, but I know some of y'all will be checking this out on the podcast later on this week. So it is important that we do let y'all know what's currently going on and what could possibly continue to happen. So, of course, you had Mandeville, Louisiana's wide receiver enter the transfer portal just recently. I want to say Landon Alberta, he's in the transfer portal. They're talking about Ricky Collins, also another person entering the transfer portal as well at the quarterback position. I know a lot of his stuff was admitting if Joe Burrow was going to enter the draft or not, and it looks like Joe's coming back.
Are we talking about Gary Nussmeyer?
Nussmeyer.
I said Joe Burrow.
He said Joe Burrow. Right?
Joe Burrow wish he could come back.
I
wish Joe Burrow could come
Where's
back.
going to Cincinnati?
Gary Nussmeyer. Gary Nuss, the Nuss Bus, baby, could potentially be coming back. Shouts out to Joe Burrow, though. And I think he will to not only fight for a national championship. Coach Kelly is promising we're going to go ahead and you're going to see us. We're keeping our receipts, baby. Those things are constantly happening. But when you start looking at this LSU team moving forward, just like it's crazy that these conversations are like NFL conversations, right? We're used to talking about free agents and guys who are unrestricted, who are restricted free agent, guys who could be traded. That is precisely what is going on in college football.
Definitely what's going on in college football. That's why Andrew Luck has signed with Stanford to be their new GM acting GM, because with this portal and this NIL deal, you actually need guys that understand free agency. You actually need guys, because to a man, I've talked to coaches and they've told me, I don't know how much money we got in NIL, and sometimes you've seen situations where coaches have overpromised or even underpromised, not knowing the value of either the player or the actual NIL deal. So, we all have inspiring things that we want to do moving forward, and now you're telling me now that college teams, especially the better college teams, are having GM positions. How wonderful is that?
It's necessary because it's a lot you have to deal with. But when y'all look at this LSU team and you start thinking areas of need, you have to look at the secondary. Ashton Stamps, I thought, had a solid year. He's going to be one of those corners that return back as your projected starter. But you have to look at, you have a number of early signees that's coming in at a freshman that may get some playing time. We see Coach Kelly don't mind playing younger guys.
Right.
So we know how important it is to get those guys some burn. But do you think that that's a pretty cool truck.
That's crazy.
And he made the cool noise, too, to go with the loud look and the loud truck.
He had Christmas lights all over the truck.
Yeah, just saying, okay, I know y'all broadcasting live, but let me honk this horn at y'all.
Right.
Go Tigers.
Go Tigers.
So,
Go Tigers.
do y'all think, Grant, I'll come to you first. Do you think that cornerback position is maybe at the top of the list of areas we may need to look at bringing in a veteran in through the portal?
I think, if you look at the defense, I think you need to bring in maybe one or two more defensive tackles or another defensive end. You need the guys up front, especially on the defensive line, because I like the young guys they have, but you also want another experienced, some more experienced defensive line. Just make sure that middle of the field's great, because you saw that against Alabama. I think Alabama exposed that in the middle of the field they don't really have. They had some up and coming guys, but you need some elite defensive line. I also don't think those young guys are there yet, right? I think linebacker, I think you're fine. The Weeks brothers are coming back, and then you have the youngest Week coming in. Witt also had 15 tackles, a sack, and 2 tackles for loss of forced fumble. Devon Keys also was great. Had 10 tackles as well as the freshman as well. So you're going to have a lot of guys in the linebacker group. I think that's probably the most exciting position I would like for next year. But you're definitely going to need some guys in the safety spot. The safety spot was definitely LSU's weakest link. If you look at some of those deep passing plays, they weren't really on the cornerbacks. They were actually on the safeties. Jardine Gilbert, he looked great in the fall camp, but when you started playing some games, he didn't look great. Major Burns had some issues. Sage Ryan had some issues, and that was their weakest link. And you need to win games, win the big games of the SEC, and especially when you get in the playoffs, you're going to need guys to help out over the top, because the quarterback's going to do everything. You're going to definitely need some safety help, I think. Yeah. And also, if you want to go to the offensive side of the ball, of course, you need to look at offensive line, and you definitely need a true number one X receiver.
Yeah, I mean, it's a couple of areas, but defensively, you said the line. I think on the interior line, we are okay. You do lose a guy like Gio Paez. I think this was his last year. Yeah. But if you look at the end position, that's going to need a little tender love and care.
Oh, yeah.
Braden Swinson, Savion Jones, those guys are gone. We don't know what Deshaun Womack or Gabriel Redfoot going to do. But you look at the interior linemen, you have some depth there. We talk about Dominic McKinley. We talk about Sean Washington, Amari Bro, Javari Suggs. Those guys are going to be able to roll in. To your point, we do need some tender love and care, y'all guys, for the safety position and the corner, right?
All I know is LSU better attack that NIL transfer portal
They got the money left over from the Barataria deal.
Time. Attack it like prime.
Right.
I mean, let's be honest. Coach Prime hasn't given everybody the blueprint on how to not only change a program around, but take advantage of the new rules and the new NIL situation. Never forget, Coach, that team was what, 1-11?
Yeah, they were.
So it was all. I mean, literally like 40 guys in, 30 guys out. Like it was a crazy transformation, but we saw the results of it. The NFL is a copycat league. I do believe college football, now that it's become an NIL free agency type deal, they need to become a copycat league. The best safeties are not on LSU right now, but they are in the portal. They should try it.
And I'll say this too. I think another position of need that you don't really think about because of specialties, you need to look for a punter, right? Because Oschendorf's gone. Oschendorf's going to be gone. This is last year of eligibility. I believe he's played football forever. And Peyton Todd hasn't been consistent enough as a punter where you can rely on him to make sure to pin opposing offenses deep in their own territory. I think you need to look at punter again as well. But also want to mention too, just the fact that you're gonna. I think I'd like how LSU's gonna approach this because you now have leftover money from Bryce Underwood, and for Brian Kelly to make a bold statement, Brian Kelly to make a bold statement like that after the game, where he said take the receipts, see y'all in the national championship game, lets me know he's gonna be aggressive. And I actually tweeted out when he said that, I was like, the exact quote and everything. It looks like Brian Kelly may be having a 2023 Jay Johnson transfer portal type year for into LSU baseball.
There better be some money left over.
Yeah, y'all make some good points. And I was telling my son he's interested in walking on an LSU football team. You better go do it.
If he's getting, he's a. Oh, yeah, that's right.
I know your dad.
He kicked it.
Go ahead, man.
Go for it. Go ahead and try it out, my man. It'll definitely be worth it.
Right.
We did talk about potential bowl games. You said like the Music City Bowl, potentially the Liberty Bowl.
Small Sliders Bowl.
The Small Sliders go, hey, Rick, Brandon, what we going to do, man? It's that time, brother.
I'll be the GM.
You got a GM. CL's been in the Reese's Bowl game, Senior Bowl, and all that stuff, so he's in good with with that. But, hey, it's going to be one of those situations when you look at this LSU team. I do think we're going to make a strong push in the Cheez-It Bowl or whomever picks us up.
Reese's.
You got the Reese's. No, that's the Senior Bowl.
That's the senior.
That's the Senior Bowl. I'm about to say, shoot, boy.
That's
Alabama.
Alabama.
They trying to give us those Cheez-Its. Shoot, we want the other deal. But I do believe that, to you guys' point, this team does have a lot of opportunity to make some things happen. It's just going to be a matter of not only finding the right guys in the portal, A, B, but it's also going to be important that they take an honest look and recruit in that locker room. That's the difference now, more than times before, the importance of recruiting in that locker room. You got to be a dog at being able to pull those guys, keep those guys in the locker room. Did y'all see the report where they had allegedly, I think it was a USC that tried to get Caden Durham.
It was Oregon, but that was proven to be false.
That was fake news?
Yeah, that was fake news. So AYS reported, AYS Sports, Blake Raffino reported, and then Caden Durham quote tweeted saying that it was never happened. Lon Phillips Sullivan tweeted out, I don't know how true it is. Sometimes Lon's on point, sometimes he's not. I'm not going to discredit him, but the fact that we had Caden Durham come out and say this is false lets me know it probably was false.
Yeah.
But he could say it's. But here's the thing: he could also say it's false, and then it really could have been a ploy to get that out there to try to get LSU to pay him a little bit more money because he did have a breakout year this year.
Well, not only in football but in life, nobody wants somebody that's not desirable to somebody else. So that would be a good thing. And with the I wouldn't say emergence, but with the young guy Harlem Berry coming in, there's going to be some push at the running back position.
Oh,
so I'm interested. And then young backs at that. So I'm interested in seeing what they're going to do. But as I said earlier, LSU needs to attack the portal like other coaches are doing because its free agency is just plug and play. It's just plug and play now. And I do respect Coach Kelly. Coach Kelly. I do respect Coach Nix for the development and Coach Raymond for the development of the young players, but it's time to bring in some guys that got some skins on the wall and ready to play some ugly ball in Baton Rouge.
And it does, since it's plugged for the show, it does start inside the trenches.
It does.
You're going to have to look at veteran guys at the tackle position. I think you really need to recruit hard at the tackle position. medium at the guard position. Shouts out to the helicopter over us. I hope y'all enjoying that on YouTube. It is Chopper City. It might be Ladoogie up there, right? But you made a good point about positions that's good. Linebacker, wide receivers, good. You got Savion Jones coming back. Aaron Anderson, LG's America, he's coming back. You got 2 tight ends that could potentially be like.
And also Mason Taylor could possibly come back too. The people there's some rumors.
I think he's gone.
I think he gone too.
Out of here.
I think he gone too, but there's still I've heard some rumors that he could possibly come back.
Didn't Carr, number 14, decide to go to LSU? Wide receiver.
Who?
Megatron.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Well, he's committed here.
He's committed, but I think he might be signing him early signing day.
Yeah, potentially.
We'll see. Clearly, it's a pipeline to LSU. These young men just have to decide. Well, I guess the coaches have to decide what's the money part of it.
Yes, indeed. Well, it's Inside the Trenches, baby. Once again, want to thank our sponsor, Lamarque, Crescent City, right there in Harahan. Y'all make sure y'all hit my man Sheldon Jordan up. We'll be back, joined by the AOL and the Shaw swim team, baby. They're going to sit down and talk a little swimming with Coach over here. We'll be joined by Coach Saint Germain as well. Y'all don't go anywhere. We'll be right back inside the trenches, baby. Hello, somebody. It's the host of Inside the Trenches podcast, Marlon. Did you know Small Sliders had an app? You can go to your Google Play Store or your Apple Store right now, download the Small Sliders app in Marrero, and order your food right now. You want to get a number 2? Well, slide through 1635 Barataria Boulevard in Marrero. Small Sliders, simple on purpose.
Listen up. Your customers, our listeners, could be hearing about your business right now. Yeah, right now. Don't miss out on the opportunity to advertise with NewOrleansTalkNetwork.com. Call our business department today at 504-475-4793 to hear about our great rates. NewOrleansTalkNetwork.com. We provide the people, you provide the business.
Hi, it's Alberto Montero. We got a great selection of vehicles in and out of here on a daily basis. We offer financing. All Carfaxes are online, and all our vehicles are serviced and inspected before sale. Best selection and prices in all of the New Orleans metro area. Come visit us today at 1512 North Causeway in the heart of Metairie. Come check us out at MonteroMotors.com.
Montero Motors, a proud sponsor of Inside the Trenches, ESPN New Orleans.
In New Orleans, football is more than a game. It's a way of life. And just like our offensive line, we protect what matters most. With the big game in New Orleans at Elliott Security Solutions, we don't just protect, we lead. And now, we're hiring the best to join our team. Call 504-392-4424 or visit ElliottSecuritySolutions.com. Elliott Security is a proud partner of Inside the Trenches on ESPN New Orleans.
Are you a student athlete looking to take your career to the next level? Look no further than Conquer Sports Pros. That's right, Conquer Sports Pros. Our team of experts will get you guys on the right path to your student athlete journey in life. That's right, we have every position in football you need, and we also help out with other sports. At Conquer Sports Pros, you have everything from a list of consultation, training, and also media training. Yeah, that's right. When you take your career to the next level, play college and hopefully pro, you'll get lots of interviews. Call Conquer Sports Pros today. You can reach them at 504-319-6672 or visit marlonfavorite.com for more information. Hello, somebody. Are you looking for your dream home? Well, if that's the case, you need to contact Joe Picolo at Godwyn Realty, right here in New Orleans. Joe can put you in your dream home right away. Joe Picolo and the folks over at Godwyn Realty put you in the house that you need. Even if you're looking to invest in some property, they'll do an excellent job with that as well. Contact Joe today at 504-251-8341. Again, that phone number is 504-251-8341. And also contact Joel at joel.godwynrealty.com. No need to dream anymore. Godwyn Realty will put you in the dream house of your reality. Hello, somebody.
Step Construction is here for you with a brand new offer. We now provide affordable storage sheds. Stop wasting your money on overpriced storage units and portable containers. Step Construction can provide you with a custom shed that will fit your budget and storage needs. So contact Step Construction today at 504-340-5809 for your own personal quote. Let us help you take the next step at Step Construction.
I want to say thank you to all of our viewers, all of our listeners, everybody that check us out on New Orleans Talk Network, all of y'all who streams us. We appreciate y'all from the bottom of our hearts. And we want to thank our sponsors as well, baby. We right here, Small Sliders Live. Thank you, Small Sliders, for providing us with this spot to do our thing. We want to thank Montero Motors, Crown Car Wash. We want to thank Godwyn Realty.
Now New Orleans has a choice. Download the New Orleans Talk Network app for your mobile device or listen at www.neworleanstalknetwork.com.
Hello, somebody. This is Robert Wolfe. If you are in need of construction or real estate services, project management services, give us a call at 504-393-2445.
Well, hello. Like Rob just said, hit up Robert Wolfe Construction and Real Estate for your real estate and construction needs. And let them know you heard about them on Inside the Trenches with Marlon Wright on ESPN New Orleans. Hello, somebody.
It's that boy Fred, host of FanView Podcast. Tune into the NOTN app weekdays, 3:30 for the FanView Podcast. Go to NewOrleansTalkNetwork.com to watch more episodes of FanView Podcast. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and watch.
Welcome back, beautiful people. It's Inside the Trenches. We're live here at Small Sliders, 1635 Barataria Boulevard in Marrero. And speaking of Marrero, we're joined by some of Marrero's finest right now. We have Coach St. Germain and her swim team, both the males from Shaw, also AOL. So thank y'all, ladies and gentlemen, for being here tonight. This is great to get y'all out here. Thank you. All freezing and everything. Look at y'all. Girl, we're going to get us some sliders and chill. I appreciate y'all for coming through. So, Coach, and be sure, y'all, make sure y'all follow AOL on all the social network platforms. Wonderful school. I actually spoke to y'all's volleyball team and performed. They made me perform Hello Somebody there. Coach had me there. So, Coach, man, I'll start with you. This team looks like it has a lot of camaraderie, just the dynamic of y'all just sitting here chilling and just being, fellowshipping out here. When you think of these guys and girls, just talk to me about what it is to coach them. Like, what it's like coaching them.
Actually, it's wonderful to coach them because they're easy to coach. They want to learn, they want to work hard, they want to succeed, but they also like to hang out with each other. Every practice, we spend another hour after practice just chit-chatting. I have to tell them, go home, because they're always talking to each other. So it's great to be around them. It's the best experience for me. They've helped me grow as a person and learn how to coach, and I wouldn't know how to do it this well if I didn't have this group of kids. So,
well, that's great, and it's all smiles over there. I see.
Yeah, definitely.
Now, I went to swimming lessons before, Coach, so I guess I'm a novice swimmer. What goes into the training, right? I know for us as football players, we do like a lot of lifting weights, conditioning. Is it like weight training?
Well, it's a little bit more. You do more drills, and you learn how to do starts. You learn how to do flip turns. You have to dive. You have to learn how to do all the different strokes. To learn how to do all the different strokes, you have to do certain drills, like learn how to move your legs, move how to move your arms, then put them together. And so there's all kinds of different things you have to do it. So yes, it is a little like lifting weights, but it's like doing it in the water. So you're moving your arms the right way in the water. You have to have lots of strength. You have lots of muscles to get through the water and push yourself through swiftly.
I know that's right. Well, Coach, I'm going to get you to pass the mic to your right. What's your name?
My name is Ella. I'm a senior, and I do breaststroke.
Up a little high.
Speak into the mic, man.
My name is Ella, and I'm a senior.
So, Ella, Coach just spoke about some of the things that you guys do to train. Out of the things she just mentioned, what's the most challenging?
The hardest thing is really just getting in the pool every day and putting your full energy in. because it's just swimming uses every single muscle group in your body, and pulling that water for hours a day gets so tiring. So, yeah, just like getting in the water, giving it your all, and also the eating right. It takes a lot.
I know that's
it
a
takes
challenge,
a lot.
right? Because you made a good point. Y'all, I learned that from studying Michael Phelps. That's one thing I did pay attention to Michael Phelps. Like, y'all do use every bone in y'all body. So y'all are basically, that's the hardest sport to condition for. It's like y'all, then like UFC fighting and boxing.
Right.
So I think that's pretty cool.
Well, ladies, I'm a former swimmer myself, and I'm so happy to have you guys here. Maybe you can tell them what it feels like, because I've actually experienced it. To swim so much, like Coach was saying, and to practice like that, to feel yourself actually sweat in the water is something different. But tell everybody, what is the commitment to swim all year round?
You know, our team can't practice all year round, but it actually, for me, in order to start watching my times drop after you hit that plateau, I joined another sport. I started running track, and building that endurance that way really helped me. I did that in between my sophomore and my junior year, and seeing that improvement throughout junior year and senior year, it was good.
Wow.
Well, I guess I'll take my next question to the Taylor gang over here. Taylor Kendrick, how you doing?
Good.
Good. Now, from what I understand, you're more of a sprinter in the water, right? So when you do like the 50-yard sprint, like what's the mindset to have that high intensity to go into that race?
Well, my mindset is more of just like getting my stroke right, because if you don't get the stroke right, then you're messed up.
Right.
And like like swimming fast, obviously, but not taking too many breaths, not like tiring yourself out early on in the race, because you really have to try and give it your all and really push hard that last 25, but you should try and push like the whole 50. But it's really hard for me because I do, like you said, sprinting, so like distance swimmers, like she does distance swimming, but it's really hard to pace yourself and like, get through it.
I can imagine, because I'm telling you, I've been in a little pool at the house. I go 10 yards, I'm like, Lord. For real.
Yeah, and then I've kind of swam before. I've never been a swimmer before, but I remember like I went to high school in California. We actually had one of the top swimming programs in the state. Sometimes the swimming team would let us, the football team, swim there to get our condition up. Sometimes you forget how hard it is to maintain your your stamina in the water. But what do you think sets you apart as a sprinter, and how do you refine your speed and agility?
I think it sets me apart that I obviously I pace myself, but not in the way that distance sprinters or distance swimmers do. Mm-hmm. I work on different things. Like I work on not necessarily endurance, which is what a distance swimmer does. I work on just sprinting, getting as fast as I can, and being able to maintain that for a 50-yard race.
This does feel like Teen Summit. I like how they passing the mic around. It's pretty cool.
Oh,
it's about my older parents
throwback.
understand. That's a good throwback. If y'all just tuning in, it's Inside the Trenches. Wow. We're joined by Academy of Our Lady and also Archbishop Shaw swim team. Such an honor. Y'all broke the ice for us. This is my first time interviewing swimmers, so y'all big time. But CL, you had a question?
Well, I was a freestyle type of guy. I would like the ladies to tell me, because a lot of people don't know it's just more than freestyle. There's so many different ways in the competition in swimming. What's your favorite style? Pass it to the ladies. Tell us what's your favorite style.
And I'm going to look at these fellas to get on here in a minute, too, now. Don't play shy guy with me.
Come on. Talk to me.
What's your name?
My name's Olivia.
Hey, Olivia.
I swim fly for the medley relay.
Okay.
That one's pretty hard, I think so. So, do I just pass it?
What's hard about, what's the challenges with the fly?
I think it's hard because you have to use, your abs, and I don't have abs.
I'll be in trouble. Lord. That's awesome. So I guess when you work out, there's a lot of ab exercises.
Yeah, we do, certain drills for each stroke. So we do have a drill that we do that works on our abs.
That's dope. Okay, all right.
Who can hold their breath the longest?
Not me.
Fellas.
Coach, we don't have a challenge of who can hold their breath the longest?
I haven't done that
Ooh, oh, I'm sorry, y'all. We didn't mean to add
Well,
another
whoever
drill.
wins that challenge gets free small sliders from me.
There we
'Cause I
go.
was that
Hello,
guy.
somebody. I love it. Definitely. So, okay, that's pretty cool. All right. So, as far as running goes, is it mainly, I guess, racing in the water conditioning, or do y'all sometimes go off land?
Whenever it's like raining and we can't swim, we do like dry lands. So we do like jumping jacks and crunches and stuff like that. But we mainly just swim.
Oh, well, I was a little nervous, but I thought y'all did like the miles and stuff like that. I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
Coach, I don't think I'm gonna skip that one. Who else we got? Go on, pass the mic. What? To me now.
I'm Sophia, and I swim breaststroke.
There you go.
Ooh, okay.
That's all.
So breaststroke, what's some of the biggest challenges with that for you?
So breaststroke, it's like two separate parts that you have to get down, and you have to time them correctly. But for me, the hardest part is my legs, because it really focuses on your knees and stuff.
Yeah.
So
A dolphin kick, huh?
it's
Frog.
Oh.
Yeah, and just, with the breaststroke, I know that's, obviously you said that's really tough, and my mom used to be a swimmer, and she says that's really tough. But, when you think about breaststroke swimming, who do you watch to kind of, hone your skills and everything in the breaststroke?
Well, I watched my teammate Ella, because she made state in breaststroke.
Oh,
so
congratulations.
Awesome.
Yes. Ella. Awesome.
So I watch her.
Well, that's cool. Close to home. You got to look far.
Ladies, does anybody have any aspirations to be an Olympic swimmer?
Open floor. Go ahead. I saw you move, got past. I saw you. Go ahead.
Come on. What's your name, baby?
Hi, I'm Sienna Cortez, and I do freestyle.
All right.
There we go.
So that you have Coach, of course, I said Coach CL. Well, you coach sometimes, GM.
Sometimes.
He was asking, do you have any aspirations of the Olympics?
Yeah, just just push harder and to gain that motivation of swim and stuff. So yeah.
Okay, that's cool. We'll kind of do a pass the mic back because I know we did skip over the young lady on the end. What's your name?
Keely.
Keely? And Keely, what drill you do?
I
event?
like to do breaststroke a lot.
Okay.
All right, that seems to be pretty common. What's the most challenging thing for you when it comes to training for a breaststroke?
The most challenging thing is usually how you have to push yourself through the water. It's really hard. And with getting the timing down, like she said, with the legs and the arms, it's really hard.
That challenge. Okay, so first of all, the pool's sometimes 4 feet high, so some I gotta you can't stand once you get to that part. But I do. Okay, that's another question I have for you. Do you like to practice? This is probably not the best question. Do y'all enjoy working on the deep end of the water, or can y'all practice on the more shallow water?
I think the deep end is way better because if you're for example, if you're practicing flip turns, it's way easier, and if you're doing it on the shallow end, you might hit your head on the bottom or something.
Correct. Oh yeah, that's they do give us that warning at the neighborhood pool, don't they? Definitely. You can pass the mic on back. Yeah, I'm coming to you, girl. You next. What's your name? I didn't ask grade. I guess I could have asked that.
I'm sorry. What's your name, babe?
I'm Shelby.
Shelby. All I heard was yeah. What's your name?
I'm Shelby.
Shelby. Okay. What position? I'm we playing football or something. What
Right.
event do you challenge?
I like to do freestyle.
Freestyle. Okay. All right. So, all right. Are you super competitive? Are you one of those freestylers come on, Taylor, let's go, we're going to race? Or do you like to kind of go at your own pace?
Kinda.
Oh, okay. So she's a competitor on the slick. Check out. I like it. It's cool. And how long have you been at AOL?
For 1 year, my first year.
Okay, so you're a freshman. Okay, cool. Eighth grader.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
A little early shot at high school. So how's the 8th grade year been so far? You been enjoying it at AOL?
Yeah, it's fun.
That is cool. I like the fact that you're getting an early jump on things. I think that's excellent.
Yeah, and knows you're kind of shy in front of the camera and the microphone, but you're an 8th grader swimming at the varsity level. How have you kind of handled that, as an 8th grader competing against other high schoolers?
So because last year in my old school, I did swim for 2 years, so I'm kind of used to doing swim a lot, and I also have a pool in my yard, so yeah.
Okay. Check y'all had a little experience before you got to high school. All right, you can go ahead. Pass the mic to your friend if you don't mind.
What's
Hi,
your
my
name?
name's Victoria.
Victoria, are you in the 8th grade as well?
Okay. Well, Victoria, I know that when you actually do the flip turn and you have to actually, in the midst of that turn, blow the air out of your nose. How hard is that? How hard is that for you guys to do that? Because it took me a minute to learn how to do that. Are you guys naturals or what?
Huh?
Are you guys naturals at doing that? Because when I did it,
Yeah.
my nose was burning like crazy. I did it wrong, coach, until I did it right.
Yeah, it's easy to blow out your nose.
Yeah.
It's cool.
It's okay.
Do you have a favorite swimmer? It could be pro, high school, college.
Do you have a favorite
Do
swimmer?
you have a favorite swimmer? Like
Yeah.
for me, when I was young, I like to watch Warren Sapp. He was my favorite defensive lineman to watch. So do you have a swimmer that you like to watch?
I don't have, this whole team, I like watching them.
The team is lit. I like that. Lot of film. Coach, that's why the first question I asked. I noticed that when it came out. Well, thank you so much. Could you pass the mic to your friend? Hello, somebody. How you doing?
My name's Analia, and I'm a senior.
Check you out. Okay. So you're a senior. So I know a lot of your younger teammates lean on you for advice. How's that leadership role feel to you as a senior?
I feel like the better seniors in this group are definitely Ella and Taylor. I'm kind of on the lower side.
You're funny.
But I find it very fun to just hang out with the younger teammates, just help them during practice, teach them what the different drills are, because sometimes I don't know, they don't know, so I'll be like, Coach, can you explain the drill to us because we don't understand, or sometimes when we're swimming and they seem a little tired, I'll be like, oh, it's okay, I'll just keep swimming, you just stay here and rest. But yeah.
Okay, all right.
I'm looking at the crowd and I'm seeing all of this hair. Do you guys wear swim caps or y'all?
Yes.
Okay.
I can only imagine. Taylor, you able to kind of tuck all that? Okay, all right. Well, take skill. I ain't mad at you.
I feel like a common misconception is that it's supposed to keep your hair dry, but everyone's like, do you wear a cap to keep your hair dry? But it's no.
Yeah, because you're sweating.
It's to keep your hair from to reduce drag in the water.
Right.
Well, that's a lot of work because if your hair gets wet, or you just got the good hair just wet, it fall into the curls. Because I know sometimes women struggle with getting y'all hair.
Yeah.
So that's just that's
I
nothing.
feel like the entire year I had to have either my hair in braids, twists, something small. And half of the time I'd be coming to school looking crazy because I would be basically wet every day, but it's worth it.
Okay, well, thank you so much. Could you pass the mic on? We're getting to them fellas and make our way around. No, I just spoke with you. Who we got right there? Don't hide from me now.
Come on, talk in the mic.
My name's Denilah, and I'm a freshman.
Okay. So, freshman year for you, is this your second year at AOL?
Yeah.
Okay, so what has been the highlight of this season for you? What was, I know sometimes I'll think back to games we played in my senior year. We played against St. Aug. That game was lit because St. Aug band came out. We won the game. Everything was fun. Do you have any moments like that from this year?
Well, I have a lot, but I don't. I mean, yeah, but I want to say all of them. Every time I'm with the swim team, I guess. Yeah, every time I go to practice or every swim meet, I don't. It's fun, so I don't really have a certain.
So every day is a new experience. Oh, this is cool. Oh, we're going to travel here. Oh, this is
basically.
It's like that sometimes.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with that. Now, if you don't mind, could you pass the mic to the fellas for me, please? How's it going, my man? Give me your name.
My name's Brody Salino. I'm an 8th grader. Just started.
Okay, all right. And what What event do you participate in?
Mostly the 50 free and the, I'd say 50 free relay.
Okay.
200.
Relay. Wow. Coach, what is the goal for these young swimmers? Is state the goal? Is it becoming better swimmers? What's the goal,
The
Coach?
goal is actually becoming better people, learning more, working together, working hard, understanding to get to a goal. And it's actually just learning the finer points. It's hard to, like some of these kids, when they first came in, they didn't know what a flip turn was or how to start or even what butterfly was.
Right.
And so when I tell them a drill and they're like, oh my gosh, I don't even know what that is, then they learn it. And that goes with your brain. You know, you can learn anything if you can learn just a quick, how do you do this? And that just makes your brain faster. So that's what the goal is to help them learn faster, be better people, work together, and actually go to state and go to Metro.
And I like that. Coach, you made a good point. It's not always like that certain event or this particular drill. It's the entire thing. It's the learning process. It's these young men and women being able to take the discipline from this sport and take it on in their life.
Absolutely.
I like that.
Absolutely.
I want give me your name one more time.
Brody Salino.
Brody. Okay, I thought you know that. Yeah, it's older siblings that came to show.
Not Shaw, but AOL.
Okay. Well, that's cool.
My dad.
Oh, okay, there we go. I knew the last name sound familiar. All right, so you are basically in your 8th grade year. Before you got to Shaw, what was swimming like for you? Was this like a new experience? Like, hey, I'm gonna just try out for the swim team, or you have experience?
So the thing was, back in my old school, they had a swim team. And the thing is, I go to UNO like rarely to go swim over there for like 2 hours a day.
Yep.
But then when that made me the experience I am today. And when I had that experience for ICS, which was where I went, that was pretty easy. That's basically the start of this. When I got to Shaw, this is new level.
I like that. I'm up with the challenges. I'm going to ask you the same question. Is there any pro swimmer that you like watch, study film on, and try to make yourself better?
Mostly the Olympics, but they only 4 years until the next one, so I won't get that chance to see it in a while, huh?
I know that's the thing with swimming. Like the highlight is like every 4 years for the Olympics. I mean, I'm pretty sure there's like meets in between, and of course there's you guys qualifying and stuff like that. But it's a unique sport. Again, one of the hardest sports to condition for, but it's very unique. If y'all are just tuning in, all of our folks tuning in live at New Orleans Talk Network, if you're just getting on the YouTube, we're joined by AOL Swim Team and Shaw Swim Team. They came join us tonight, enjoy some burgers with us. And this is a learning experience for me because, I never looked at it as fly, breaststroke, sprinter. It's kind of, everything new. You don't mind, could you pass the mic on to my brother over there? There we go.
How you doing? My name is Isaac Robles. I'm a senior.
All right, Isaac, got ourselves another senior, huh, Grant?
Yeah, you do. And, since you're a senior, the guy next to you is an 8th grader. How have you, what advice have you given to some of the younger guys on the swim team?
I think really just staying consistent with it. I think it's like working out. You stay consistent, you see results. I think it's very evident in swimming. So I like to tell them to just keep working hard. Sometimes you get tired of it. I tell them, even on the worst days, just keep pushing. And on the good days, you shine brighter.
Senior year, college is coming up. Are you looking at any schools in particular, and what are the fields you want to go in terms of education? And hey, you might want to swim too. Talk to me.
Yeah, I've been looking at a few schools, especially LSU, of course. But I'm looking at majoring in computer science.
Okay.
So that's really one thing. But in terms of swimming, I'm not sure if I'm really at that level. But
okay. I had to ask because there's the rec over there, so I know you're gonna get your workouts on at this.
Yeah, I'm gonna stay with it.
State time in butterfly, which is a really tough stroke to do.
It is.
Come on.
So if you can watch him do it in the
Congratulations. You're the real MVP. And very impressive. Well, I appreciate you for coming on the show. Pass the mic on to your brother down. There we go. What's up, top dog?
Oh, no. My name is Christian Walker. I'm a senior.
All right, so another senior. I guess I'll ask that same question to you. Where do you want to go to school, your major, and do you have aspirations of taking the swim to the next level? Even as an amateur, you don't have to, get a full scholarship all the time.
I'm not really a good swimmer, I would say the least, but I'm good at it.
You funny too, bro. You come on. How he is brutally honest and funny at the same time.
You have time to be better, bro.
I'm just being honest. That's all it is to be a swimmer. Be honest. Be honest about yourself. There's no reason to lie.
Well, if you were looking to swim at a college, how important is an indoor pool compared to other universities?
Indoor pool to outdoor pool. Indoor pool, you can swim all year round, while outdoor pool, you can't really swim because like during winter season, the pool is like really cold, so you're kind of cooked when it's.
They were swimming in November, though. They were swimming at Tarrytown, and the water
man.
only got up to 76 degrees, and they still got in and swam hard. And I think they were trying to get out as soon as they could.
I know that's right.
Well, Coach, this is New Orleans, Louisiana, so it's going to stay a little warmer than any other place. That's why I wanted to tell them, if you guys are inspiring for to swim on the next level, maybe you should look for a university indoor pool.
And take us home, my man. What's your name, position?
My name is Lane Schultz. I'm a freshman at Shaw, and I like to do breaststroke.
Okay,
all right, Lane. So, Lane, freshman year at Shaw. I mean, how's the first year going, or is this your second year?
It's my second year. It's going pretty good.
All right,
Just got to keep up with my grades.
Well, that's definitely important, especially if you want to stay on it. You have some honest young men and women. I definitely got
very transparent.
Very, 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 very transparent. So, I guess what motivated you to become a swimmer?
Well, I've always been a good swimmer, but I haven't swam competitively. But I've been a good swimmer my whole life, and so I just thought I'd give it a shot.
No doubt. And how have you been like in the preparation and training and getting ready for meets, and what's that been like for you?
Well, it's been pretty good because you just got to stay in condition. You can't be eating bad and stuff. You just got to work out and get stronger.
Well, Coach, I see what's going to be my biggest challenge when I do my little trial run with y'all, the eating part. Well, I want to give y'all a round of applause for joining us today. Thank y'all so much for coming on the show. Y'all been great. Don't be a stranger now. Come on back to Small Sliders, y'all. Look at. I do owe the Shaw football team, so I guess not the swimmers, a Small Sliders night. We'll do a little party here, get DJ Tune out here. So, Coach, thank you so much for bringing your young men and women over here. Coach St. Germain and the AOL swim team and the Shaw swim team, I want to thank them so much for coming on the show. They did a great job. Y'all don't go nowhere. Y'all make sure y'all stick around a little bit. We're still gonna stick around high school here a little bit. We're gonna have JB, the sports guy from the Hash It Out show, come on and talk playoffs. We're gonna talk playoffs in Louisiana, baby. Y'all don't go nowhere. It's Inside the Trenches on, I'm about to say ESPN, but we on New Orleans Talk Network, baby. We're coming back soon though. You can go to your Google Play Store or your Apple Store right now, download the Small Sliders app in Marrero, and order your food right now. You want to get a number 2? Well, slide through. 1635 Barataria Boulevard in Marrero. Small Sliders, simple on purpose.
Listen up. Your customers, our listeners, could be hearing about your business right now. Yeah, right now. Don't miss out on the opportunity to advertise with NewOrleansTalkNetwork.com. Call our business department today at 504-475-4793 to hear about our great rates. NewOrleansTalkNetwork.com. We provide the people, you provide the business.
Hi, it's Alberto Montero. We got a great selection of vehicles in and out of here on a daily basis. We offer financing, all Carfaxes are online, and all our vehicles are serviced and inspected before sale. Best selection and prices in all of the New Orleans metro area. Come visit us today at 1512 North Causeway in the heart of Metairie. Come check us out at MonteroMotors.com.
Montero Motors, a proud sponsor of Inside the Trenches, ESPN New Orleans.
In New Orleans, football is more than a game. It's a way of life. And just like our offensive line, we protect what matters most. With the big game in New Orleans at Elliott Security Solutions, we don't just protect, we lead. And now, we're hiring the best to join our team. Call 504-392-4424 or visit ElliottSecuritySolutions.com. Elliott Security is a proud partner of Inside the Trenches on ESPN New Orleans.
Are you a student athlete looking to take your career to the next level? Look no further than Conquer Sports Pros. That's right, Conquer Sports Pros. Our team of experts will get you guys on the right path to your student-athlete journey in life. That's right, we have every position in football you need, and we also help out with other sports. At Conquer Sports Pros, you have everything from a list of consultation, training, and also media training. Yeah, that's right, when you take your career to the next level, play college and hopefully pro, you'll get lots of interviews. Call Conquer Sports Pros today. You can reach them at 504-319-6672 or visit marlonfavorite.com for more information. Hello, somebody. Are you looking for your dream home? Well, if that's the case, you need to contact Joe Picolo at Godwyn Realty, right here in New Orleans. Joe can put you in your dream home right away. Joe Picolo and the folks over at Godwyn Realty put you in the house that you need. Even if you're looking to invest in some property, they'll do an excellent job with that as well. Contact Joe today at 504-251-8341. Again, that phone number is 504-251-8341. And also contact Joel at joel.godwynrealty.com. No need to dream anymore. Godwyn Realty will put you in the dream house of your reality. Hello, somebody.
Step Construction is here for you with a brand new offer. We now provide affordable storage sheds. Stop wasting your money on overpriced storage units and portable containers. Step Construction can provide you with a custom shed that will fit your budget and storage needs. So contact Step Construction today at 504-340-5809 for your own personal quote. Let us help you take the next step at Step Construction.
I want to say thank you to all of our viewers, all of our listeners, everybody that check us out on New Orleans Talk Network, all of y'all who streams us. We appreciate y'all from the bottom of our hearts. And we want to thank our sponsors as well, baby. We right here, Small Sliders Live. Thank you, Small Sliders, for providing us with this spot to do our thing. We want to thank Montero Motors, Crown Car Wash. We want to thank Godwyn Realty.
Now New Orleans has a choice. Download the New Orleans Talk Network app for your mobile device or listen at www.neworleanstalknetwork.com.
Hello, somebody. This is Robert Wolfe. If you are in need of construction or real estate services, project management services, give us a call at 504-393-2445.
Well, hello. Like Rob just said, hit up Robert Wolfe Construction and Real Estate for your real estate and construction needs. And let them know you heard about them on Inside the Trenches with Marlon Favorite on ESPN New Orleans. Hello, somebody.
It's that boy Fred, host of FanView Podcast. Tune into the NOTN app weekdays, 3:30 for the FanView Podcast. Go to NewOrleansTalkNetwork.com to watch more episodes of FanView Podcast. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and watch.
Hello, I'm Shelton Jordan with Lamarque Crescent City Ford. If you are in need of a commercial vehicle, I'm here to help. From F-150s to Super Duty trucks or chassis, to cargo vans, passenger vans, or if you're in need of a vehicle to be upfitted, we can build it especially for you. Or if you're looking for a truck or SUV, I can also help you at Lamarque Ford Store in Kenner. Feel free to call me at 504-734-3579 and ask for Shelton. Lamarque Crescent City Ford is a proud partner of Inside the Trenches on ESPN New Orleans.
Hello, somebody. It's your boy Marlon, Big Favorite. And when I'm hungry, I like to make my way to Small Sliders, 1635 Barataria Boulevard, Marrero, Louisiana. Simple on purpose. When I tell you their burgers are delicious, has some great sauce on them, I'm telling you, when you're just hungry and just need to grab a quick bite, this is the perfect place for you. Small Sliders. The customer service is nice. It's somewhere you can bring the family, hang out and chill, enjoy the atmosphere. Now I'm a big boy, so when I like to take my Small Sliders, I like to get the biggest smalls. Double patties, bacon, cheese, you name it. Just a delicious burger. And I like to top it off with my favorite, the cookies and cream milkshake. There are 3 delicious flavors: milkshake, chocolate, vanilla, and cookies and cream. Small sliders. Simple on purpose. Y'all come on and slide through, baby. And let them know that you heard about them on Inside the Trenches with your boy Marlon Big Favorite. Watch out there now. Hello, somebody. It's the host of Inside the Trenches podcast, Marlon Big Favorite. Did you know Small Sliders had an app? You can go to your Google Play Store or your Apple Store right now, download the Small Sliders app in Marrero, and order your food right now. You want to get a number 2? Well, slide through. 1635 Barataria Boulevard in Marrero. Small Sliders, simple on purpose.
Listen up. Your customers, our listeners, could be hearing about your business right now. Yeah, right now. Don't miss out on the opportunity to advertise with NewOrleansTalkNetwork.com. Call our business department today at 504-475-4793 to hear about our great rates. NewOrleansTalkNetwork.com. We provide the people, you provide the business.
Hi, it's Alberto Montero. We got it. Great selection of vehicles in and out of here on a daily basis. We offer financing. All Carfaxes are online, and all our vehicles are serviced and inspected before sale. Best selection and prices in all of the New Orleans metro area. Come visit us today.
Oh yeah, and just like that, we back, baby. Welcome back to Inside the Trenches. It's your host, Marlon Big Favorite. A big shout out to Coach St. Germain and the AOL and the Shaw Swim team for coming on and having a great conversation with us. And it's only right that we keep this thing going in the right way. But before we keep this thing going, I want to take this time out to thank all of our sponsors here at Inside the Trenches. Y'all are really the MVP. We talked about Small Sliders and all that they do for the show, but we also want to acknowledge our other sponsors as well. Montero Motors, 1512 North Causeway, Metairie, Louisiana. If you're looking for a really nice used car, you got to holler at my man Alberto. He is going to get you straight, baby. That's right. Make sure you tell him, use code word Big Fave over there. He's going to hook you up with a nice deal. Robert Wolfe Construction and Real Estate at 143 Lapalco Boulevard in Gretna. Call my man Rob if you're looking to do some reconstruction to your home, if you're looking to do new construction, whether it's commercial or real estate, you want to make a few little upgrades to your house, I'm telling you, he has some of the best deals in the city. Be sure to call Robert Wolfe 504-393-2445. Again, that number is 504-393-2445. For those special rates, you can use code word Big Fave as well. And one more I'm going to mention. I know I mentioned Lamarque, Crescent City, and Small Sliders, but I also want to show love to Elliott Security Solutions, baby.
Oh, yeah.
Shaw grad, 2003, I think he did graduate, but 2304 Manhattan Boulevard, Harvey, Louisiana. That's 504-392-4424. We are looking for armed guards for the big sporting event, Winter 2025 here in New Orleans. Y'all know what I'm talking about. You see, I'll let you know, baby.
Super Bowl.
Team, get your money up. Use code word Big Fave and holler at Elliott Security. JB, man.
Hey, what's up?
It's the playoffs, baby.
Hey, you know it's semifinals now, baby.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. So it's so much. And Grant, I know I've been seeing y'all boys on the sideline a lot. I'm excited, y'all, because this year seems like New Orleans has the strong side to this deal. So I guess, JB, I know you got to give me a shoot. I guess we're going to top 2 this week. How we doing it this week?
We can do top 3.
We got to do top 3.
Top 3.
Yep. Hold on. Let me get you my mic.
All right. So, top 3. Number 3, and they're still in it in the semifinals, the Neville Tigers.
Okay.
Number 2, they're still in it, the Alexandria Trojans. And number 1, the Edna Carr Cougars.
So
that's my top 3.
So you got at number 2. So at number 2, you say you got. Wait, hold on. You say Alexandria at 2?
Alexandria at 2.
And you got Catholic at 3?
No, Neville.
Okay, I'm about to say. All right, I'm about to say. No Curtis?
No Curtis.
Oh, man. So how you come up with this top 3?
Well, that's what I had when I finished, and they still there.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Grant, I mean, you cover high school football as well.
Yeah.
What's your top 3 in the playoffs right now?
And to be honest with you, I don't really do a top 3 because any of those top 3 teams, one can lose. It's the playoffs, and there's less teams. And number 2, like, it's not. I mean, he listed the 3 top big schools. You also got to mention the smaller schools as well, and they're playing some really good football. I mean, you got Vermilion Catholic is on fire. John D'Artes is one of the top athletes, really. In the state at quarterback, he can throw the ball and run the ball.
Okay.
I mean, you got. I gotta go through this here.
Come on.
But you got St. James. St. James, they're in it. They're in New Orleans school that's still in it. You got South Plaquemine who's still in it, and they're having a great year. They can make a run to the Dome. I mean, you got a lot of teams in the New Orleans area. I mean, I didn't even mention Franklinton as well. There's a lot of great teams in the New Orleans area that's made it far as well. And you could potentially have as many as 5 teams from New Orleans to get to the Dome, which would be exciting because last year there was a lack of New Orleans teams in the Dome.
Well, that's funny that you mentioned that because me and JB, we had a conversation off air about the LASH and the brackets and how it was kind of, in my opinion, how it was kind of set up for the New Orleans teams to try to pretty much knock each other off so it wouldn't be an all New Orleans state championship Superdome situation, but it seems to be working out that way. Do you guys see it turning to be that way?
It just depends on how things turn out. I mean, Edna Carr and John Curtis can win, and then boom, they're playing each other for a state championship.
Right.
So that can happen. As far as Division II select, that's not going to happen unless it's just Archbishop Shaw. So
Right.
it just depends, but more than likely that Division I select, your best chance is John Curtis and Edna Carr.
Okay. John Curtis and I kind of felt like that was it because Catholic, they just don't have the depth. I mean, nobody really has the depth to go against Carl.
Right.
And then you look at the way Curtis has been playing in the playoffs. It has been impressive. Okay, let's go to this game at Archbishop Shaw.
Okay.
Come on.
Madison Prep.
Yeah.
I did talk to a little birdie, I trained out in Baton Rouge. They're like, same thing kind of I'm saying with Catholic in terms of depth. They don't really have the depth nor the defenders to go against a complex running game like that. So I guess when you look at, I ain't going to say complex. I'm going to say straight downhill with my man Parker.
Ugly ball.
They played some ugly ball the other day. I mean, they did a few things through the air, but they were controlling the ground game. You feel like Madison Prep kind of like a team like Kennedy?
Very similar to Kennedy, but I believe Kennedy has the better athletes than Madison Prep. Madison Prep got a good quarterback and a good wide receiver, and their O-line is big, very big O-line. So that'll present a couple little challenges to Shaw, but I think on the opposite side of the ball, defensively, they're going to struggle, I think, trying to stop Shaw's run. But also, if you go back and see footage of them against Estruma, they had trouble stopping the pass against Estruma. So Shaw may be able to open up a little more, throw the ball more, get Jacob Washington involved, and be able to do damage against that secondary of Madison Prep.
Well, one thing I can tell our viewers out here, this is one way to give a really beautiful treat to folks who love Louisiana football. I know right now the Saints aren't playing up to par as we want them to. LSU is 8-4 this year. Tulane rolling. We was hoping they could have gotten the college playoffs, but it looks like it's Boise State for sure. Well, not looks like it is Boise State for sure, but at that point it looked like Tulane could possibly compete. But, Grant, I want to come to you next. Let's look across the state, man, the different brackets, who we're looking at in the semis this weekend, and some teams that may be going to the Dome.
First of all, I like how you guys all picked Curtis to beat Alexandria. I think it's the exact opposite.
I'm with you. I was just saying what could happen.
Heard it here first.
And the reason why I say this is that Curtis has had a very favorable draw. They played Brother Martin, and Brother Martin's been struggling recently, and they lost one of their better defensive players, Nathan Malik. You won because of the KDN team, and I thought KDN was going to win. But the one thing that me and Jace Lejeune of Ground Football mentions that Acadiana and John Curtis both run the veer, so you're just basically playing against yourself.
Right.
And so that's going to probably favor Curtis, even though they weren't expected to win. That may favor Curtis, especially on a tough road game against Acadiana. And I think we all knew they were going to be Terlins. I'm not saying Terlins is not bad. Terlins is a great team, but they just don't have the explosives needed to beat John Curtis. And the issue with John Curtis is that there's a few things. One, they're not as explosive as some past John Curtis teams. And yeah, they run the veer, so they're not supposed to be explosive, but they had explosive players. And that those short runs become long runs. John Curtis really hasn't had many of those long bursts, those 50-yard, 60-yard type of runs. They're not. Their running backs are good, but they're not, quick and explosive and can outrun everybody. So, and the second thing is they're turnover prone. All year they've had problems turning the ball over, and that's. And I know option teams, that happens, but they've been turning the ball over. Number 3 is they have to finish drives. And, you have to finish, especially against a team like Alexandria, who's really explosive. And I think that it will be a close game, but I think if Alexandria goes up on top early, I think that's what they need because Curtis can make a game. But going across the state, Leesville has a great running back, Xavier Ford. He's actually cousins with Michael Ford. He's nearly rushed for 3,000 yards. Which I think he will get to this week against E.D. White.
And this is the Leesville that Cecil Collins went to, right?
Yes.
Yeah. All right.
Kevin Mawai also went there as well.
Okay.
In the North Louisiana, of course, you already mentioned Neville and Central. That's gonna be a really great game as well. Two defensive-minded teams. Destrehan is going up to Ruston. I think Destrehan has a great opportunity to beat
I like
Ruston.
that because they just beat the brakes off of
Airline. But Airline's a good team, but Ruston has been, that's been the team the last 3 years, the most consistent team in Louisiana, and also Destrehan did beat Ruston 2 years ago in the state championship. Now those are two different teams now. But it's a rematch of the 2022 Division I non-select state championship, and that's going to be very interesting as well. But even if you go to the smaller games, Calvary will be playing Catholic New Iberia. That should be a good game. Okay. Dunham and Bunkie, that should be a good game as well.
I got a ticket in Bonk. I think everybody on the way to Northwestern, I got a ticket in Bonk. When they say 25 miles an hour, they mean that. They mean that. But gentlemen, let me ask you this.
Okay.
You guys are such great high school. What's the word? I wanted to say.
I would say analysts.
Great high school analysts. Who left in the playoffs do you feel has the home field advantage? Because we talk about that home field advantage, home cooking. Who you feel has the home field advantage left in these playoffs?
Well, number one. In the car. And then also we can go right down the street. Archbishop Shaw.
Okay.
Those two for sure got the home field advantage.
That atmosphere shot this weekend, man. It's
man,
there, y'all. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah, it was rocking. And now, man, they putting out graphics and they putting out photos of packed Joe Zimmerman Stadium because Madison Prep, a coach called Shaw and said, "Can we sit on your home side because y'all visitor side too small?" So Shaw pack this up.
Okay.
Any possibility for a live feed?
VSN has the Shaw game.
Okay, I was going to ask. Go ahead. I wanted to ask you a question too. What you say, G?
So I'm going to say this. I mean, I think Shaw's going to have a home field advantage. Carr, they will have a home field advantage. But remember, Catholic fans travel. They're going to pack that. That stadium's going to be packed. It's going to be packed. And Catholic fans will travel no matter where the game's at, whether it's Algiers, whether it's in the Sonora Desert. They're going to travel.
Okay.
I'd say this, and this is a team that a lot of people really haven't paid attention to, although they're starting to pay attention to them now because they've gone far and they've only lost one game all year, and that's Franklinton. That home field advantage will be insane. Coach Nick Sottoformaggio has done a great job. They've done a great job. That's BT's whole school.
That's BT, yeah.
And they're going to that stadium is going to be rocking. And they're in the very southeastern part of the state, so they don't really get the coverage that maybe the Times, because it's maybe a little bit too far for the Times-Picayune. It's definitely too far for Baton Rouge. So Crescent Sports, we try to make sure we cover everybody in New Orleans area. That's not a knock on those newspapers.
Yeah.
But Franklin is in a very unique spot. It's not really a unique spot to go cover because it's a very far drive. But Franklin has got something special going on, and I think they have a great opportunity to go to the Dome. That's the one team in this area that I don't think a lot of people are really talking about. That they have a great shot to go to the Dome.
Yeah, but that matchup with Iowa ain't gonna be easy for them.
It's gonna be tough, but guess what? They've been in a lot of high scoring, close games.
Well,
and Salter there's nobody better in those close games than Nick Salter from out.
Well, gentlemen, one more time, let the people know where they could catch the live feed for these great playoff games.
All right. The game that I have, the Acid Out Show Game of the Week, you can catch it on my YouTube page, JB the Sports Guy. We have South Plaquemines going up against Logan Sport.
Okay.
That's gonna be a great one. That's gonna be a great one.
Archbishop Shaw versus Madison Prep on VSN. I haven't heard anything about Edna Carr and Catholic yet. Have you?
I know Catholic does the
CSC,
VSN,
man?
so they might do something. I don't know.
Okay.
Well, let me ask you this, JB, where y'all was last week? Coach G and VK.
They were at South Plaquemines and Mangum.
In South Plaquemines.
In South Plaquemines, yeah.
But South Plaquemines is going advancing, right?
You're correct, yes.
And who they play?
They're going to be playing Logan Sport this week. Last week they played Mangum.
Oh, okay, Logan Sport. Yeah. Okay, I got you.
Any weather updates, gentlemen?
35% chance of rain, but
Here,
yeah.
Here.
I think that'll change.
Yeah, because I believe we're gonna get some weather Thursday, but I'm wondering if that cold front is gonna make it a little rougher because as the playoffs go, it gets colder. And up north
the North, baby.
I'll say there's another home field advantage, and I meant to mention this too. Alexandria, John Curtis will be another, and that's another on top of it. I think that's. Alexandria is really the whole Central Louisiana is rocking.
Yeah.
You could potentially have 4 teams from Central Louisiana, and that's never happened before. It's rare to get. You'd be lucky to get one in. They could potentially have 4.
You usually get like a Neville or somebody like that.
Well, Neville's in Monroe. They're more north. They're northeast Louisiana.
Right.
But those schools always go to the Dome. Like they're
West
outside
Monroe,
New Orleans. I think outside of New Orleans, that's the best football region in the state. I mean, you look at the teams that have won state championships.
Central? Central's
in Baton Rouge.
Yeah, Central's in Baton Rouge.
No, I'm talking Central Louisiana.
Yeah, like where your
area.
Like everywhere Natchitoches and all that.
Yeah. Leesville. Yeah.
Leesville,
I'm familiar. They know about me up there.
Well, y'all have more than me and CL. Y'all cover high school football a lot. And, I mean, I know we talk about Edna Carr being an impressive team. You just mentioned Franklinton. Who is going to be the surprise team to make it in the Dome and potentially win a state championship? Because, I mean, I do think you got you high out of the situation now. So I think that was the biggest challenge for Shaw. Y'all talk about Franklinton making some noise. I'm like, which team is going to shock everybody? It feels like Carr's going to just walk and win it, but
I tell you what, and I thought about this since the weekend, but I think it's going to happen. The Kentwood Kangaroos. They're going to a number 1 seed Vermilion Catholic out there in the Lafayette area. Yeah. I think Kentwood is going to go there, get the victory, and you're going to see the Kentwood Kangaroos in the state championship for Division I Select.
Well, that kind of ties into what Grant talked about. Like, you're just getting these teams you don't typically – because Kentwood's not too far from Franklinton, if I'm not mistaken.
Well, Kentwood gets a little more love because they've won, 8 state championships. They're one of the more successful programs in the state. So they get some coverage, but however, they're in Kentwood, so it is a little far.
Britney Spears,
Yeah, Britney Spears. Don't forget about Trey Palmer, man. Trey Palmer's
Oh, he was still drinking Kentwood water?
I forget about that. That's fun. That was a good one. Yeah. Well, look, this Inside the Trenches. We having ourselves a good time. If y'all just tuning in, we're to the tail end of our production. As a matter of fact, we got 2 minutes left. So, I just really wanted to save this last because I think high school football is something that really saves us a lot in Louisiana in terms of seeing competitive football. I mean, we were kind of like, at the Shaw game last, we were all kind of like, man, we don't know what LSU going to do tomorrow. But this Shaw game rolling. And then you was hearing reports from the Carr game. They were losing by 14.
Right.
And then you look up the score 42-14. So it's like, this is the excitement we really need to continue to have here. CL, I mean, hey, look, y'all, I know for some of y'all who may catch this a little later, it may seem a bit outdated, but I want my man CL to give us some updates from tonight's game. I want to say that We have is this Bo Nix versus Jameis, famous Jameis?
Yeah, it's Denver Broncos playing against the Cleveland Browns in Denver on Monday night. Currently, it's 14-10 Denver. Mr. Bo Nix is actually flirting with Offensive Rookie of the Year, so he's been playing pretty good ball. And obviously, we know the outstanding Patrick Surtain II is just locking things down on the other side. So, you know, if you're going to see me in the playoffs this year, it's probably going to be in orange and blue.
Hey, bro, that's your colors anyway, and that's your people.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess the proper word would be ironic, but it's kind of ironic that didn't Surtain go to Opera Walk or Call?
No, his daddy went to Call.
Call.
Yeah.
I'm about to say the Broncos. I'm about to say, oh, that'd have been cool.
Well, you know, he was drafted 9th overall, and it was so crazy because I lost my mind because Pat actually was the SEC Player of the Year, and somehow they managed to draft J.C. Horn, the 8th pick, Carolina, which is good because I didn't want him in the division, and you know I didn't want Dallas to get him at 10. So the Broncos worked out really, really good. Obviously, Coach Payton is there, and obviously it's orange and blue. So you know, if there is a secondary team for somebody like me, it would be the Denver Broncos.
Well, that's understandable. Well, fellas, y'all, we got ourselves a jam-packed weekend in sports.
For sure.
Break with college football right now. Well, for at least for us down here in the South. Well, Tulane plays in the conference championship this weekend, so we're going to keep our eyes on Tulane. All the energy goes behind Tulane. We got some players that we train on that squad, so I'm definitely excited about what they could possibly do. Well, man, we're going to go ahead and wrap this show. I want to thank all of y'all, my guests up here right now, CL, Nola, baby, travels everywhere with the Saints, man. You need to know anything all Sam Ted. He's going to give you a full opinion on it. My man G, Grant representing Crescent City Sports. JB, the sports guy in the building, baby. You know the Hash It Out show going to keep y'all rolling. They're going to be on Wednesday, so that's tomorrow. But if y'all just checking this out, y'all can just go to JB's YouTube, JB the sports guy. Look up the Hash It Out show. Them boys on that Zoom, and they're giving you all the details you need to hear. From New Orleans Talk Network, my man Tarek and Keelan were excellent on the set tonight. Did a wonderful job maintaining everything. For our special guests coming through, we had the AOL swim team, the Shaw swim team coming through representing, man, showing us mad love. We appreciate them for all that they do. Again, for all our sponsors, Montero Motors, Small Sliders, Elliott Security, baby, Lamarque Ford, Crescent City, Godwyn Realty. Thank y'all for everything that y'all do. We'll be back next week, baby. Same time, same place. It's Inside the Trenches. Thank you. Peace.